The following is a live sports presentation on Glycod.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Central Kentucky High School Soccer live tonight at Paul Lawrence Dunbar on Glycod. A premier matchup is both Trinity and Dunbar. John O'Hara with the postseason inspiration here coming up. What do they want to see from this match tonight?
Well, I'd say they just want to see both teams compete, but probably want to come out with no injuries. Both teams have one game left after tonight in the regular season, and they're both got bigger goals looking for postseason success.
Trinity 13-1 with a pair of draws. They were in action Sunday versus a very talented St. X team. Played the Tigers to a draw 1-1. Do you glean anything from that performance?
I don't know. That's a big rivalry game. It's hard to say. I know Coach, the interview we had with Trinity's coach, he said it was a lot of emotions. His guys are pretty tired and making this trip up, so he doesn't know what to expect tonight.
Dunbar is 9-4-4, and they've got Diego Martinez, their goalkeeper, 43 saves. He's pitched 6 shutouts. He's having a fantastic season for the Bulldogs.
Yes, he is. We had Diego early on in the year when we did the Henry Clay game, and he had a great game that night. And they're going to be leaning on him big time tonight.
Should be a very interesting matchup. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. John R. Acre Stadium. It's Trinity and Paul Lawrence Dunbar. Up next, we'll chat with the coach of the Bulldogs, James Ray. He'll join our John O'Hara in that conversation on the way back, live on Glycod.
Fans here in Kentucky of great savings at Cartown Kia.
Right now, you can score game-winning savings on new Kia Seltos and Kia K4. Your choice, just $222 a month.
Our team is here for your team at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
No one college can be all things to all people, but Bluegrass Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt. Affordable, flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs. Make your statement.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
Whether it's your first time or your latest, let Tim Rose find your dream home. Tim is a licensed real estate agent with Keller Williams Bluegrass Realty in Lexington. Tim is a seasoned and fair negotiator who's willing to go far and wide for clients all over Kentucky. Check out hashtag Tim Rose Sold across all social media where pricing matters. Tim Rose and Keller Williams Bluegrass Realty. Together, we do more.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Back ahead of Trinity and Paul Lawrence Dunbar tonight, Central Kentucky High School Soccer. John, you caught up with James Ray, head coach of the Bulldogs, a few moments ago. Define and elaborate on that conversation.
Well, he's running a big-time program here, and he said the season hasn't quite lived up to the expectations, but They always have lofty expectations. As we said earlier, their record's still pretty solid. They're a little gassed. He scheduled some extra games to kind of finish out the season. They played St. X on Saturday, so they're coming off a short rebound. I think they had 3 games last week. So his guys are going to be a little gassed. I know he has a deep bench. He mentioned several guys for us to look out for. Diego in the middle, JT Martin up top, 2 anchors in the back. Josue is one of those. So he's got a very deep and talented bench. He said he's going to have to lean on some of those guys tonight. The one thing he wants to see is start testing who he can lean on in the postseason. That's going to be big for him.
This is a coach, both these coaches actually coaching at their alma maters. Coach Ray played soccer here, 1996 graduate, and has led them to a state championship.
Yes, you'll probably hear me say it a few times, but during my time coaching here, I had the privilege of coaching Coach Ray. His 4 years that he was here at Dunbar, he's won 2 state championships.
Yes, he has.
In the first 3 years. So he's had an unprecedented, these big schools, you think it'd be easy, but it's hard to manage everything. High expectations. So he's done a great job. He's filled some big shoes when he took over, but he's done a really good job. Coach Jordan, I didn't realize he went to Trinity, a young man, but seems to be taking his program in the right direction. I know the last 2 years they've done really well under his leadership.
Coach Ray, we mentioned 96 grad here at Dunbar. Also, extensive experience at FC Lexington from 2009 to 18. What does that do? How does that prepare someone for coaching high school athletics?
That's club soccer. There's always been the debate how much better club soccer is than high school soccer. I always defend high school soccer because most of those club coaches are high school coaches or vice versa. In high school, you're just dealt the cards you get. You don't get to just go out and get players. Like club, you have tryouts, and, you can get kids from wherever you want. So it's a little bit different. And, you have kids who want to play for their school. I don't care how great their club team is. Playing for a school team means a lot in the long run.
Dunbar will wrap up their regular season at home on Thursday versus North Laurel. Then they get inside 43rd District semifinal action next week. So that's the story on Dunbar. Up next, we'll talk in depth about Trinity. And boy, the Rocks are rolling, not only on the gridiron, but on the soccer field as well. A great season thus far for Trinity. We'll talk more about the Rocks in just a moment. Central Kentucky High School Soccer live on Glycod.
Proudly based in Jessamine County, R.J. Corman Railroad Group has been serving North America's railroad industry since 1973. Find out more by visiting rjcorman.com. For high-quality railroad service, it's R.J. Corman.
Central Kentucky, don't be afraid of your pool water. Talk to the experts at Suntine Pools, your BioGuard dealer. For over 50 years, our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit our store for a full line of BioGuard products, equipment, and accessories. Have your swimming pool sparkling in no time. Visit Suntine Pools today.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Trinity Shamrocks are coached in his second season by Jordan Higglin, and you'll hear from the Shamrocks coach. He'll join John O'Hara next. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Soccer live on Glycod.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Need a tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
We're here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
Whether it's your first time or your latest, let Tim Rose find your dream home. Tim is a licensed real estate agent with Keller Williams Bluegrass Realty in Lexington. Tim is a seasoned and fair negotiator who's willing to go far and wide for clients all over Kentucky. Check out hashtag Tim Rose Sold across all social media where pricing matters. Tim Rose and Keller Williams Bluegrass Realty. Together, we do more.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Okay, we're out here this evening at John Acre Stadium, Paul Lawrence Dunbar. I am with the head coach of Trinity High School, Jordan Higlin. Coach, you're in your second season at Trinity as the full-time head coach. You've been there several years, as you said. Sounds like you guys are having a great season so far.
Yeah, we definitely are. We got a really good group of guys who get along. They like each other. They have a good time together, and that's been a big piece of it. It's tough when you have a relatively large roster to have a situation where there's not a lot of kids will be kids. We haven't had any of that this year. It's been very selfless and very team first. So really proud of what we put together today.
Well, that's good. I know Trinity's always been known as a power in Louisville and throughout the state. And you all have big goals trying to win the state championship, I'm sure, this year. Tough game. Yesterday, a couple days ago, played your rival St. X. Was that the first loss in the state maybe for you? Or
we tied.
Tied. I'm sorry.
1-1.
I have to stand corrected. I apologize. We have to get me in trouble there. So,
yeah.
So what are you looking for out of your Shamrocks tonight as they take on Dunbar?
Like you said, tough game on Sunday. So I know that game is just as physically, emotionally draining. The same way when anybody plays their rival school, in front of a large crowd, crazy student sections, and so we'll see. We're going to have to go deep in the bench tonight. Some guys are going to have to step up who, maybe haven't played a whole lot this season, but that is what it is. That's part of it. and so I'm looking forward to seeing those guys deliver.
Well, speaking of your bench, I know you guys have a large number of players to try out. Tell us a few guys. I know a few, but tell us some guys to look for tonight. Maybe some guys that are seniors playing at the next level, or some underclassmen we want to look out for that, we can keep an eye on when we're watching the game.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we've got a central midfielder, Marty Wazinski. He's a Colgate Division I commit. He's a senior, so he's one to keep an eye on. And then alongside him in central midfield is Cooper Tyler. He's a junior. Sorry, we're in the middle of it.
Thank you, Coach. Underway here at John R. Akers Stadium. John O'Hara, what do you look for early in this one?
Well, I think both teams are coming off tough games over the weekend, so they could be a little tired. So I think the beginning of the game could be crucial. A team that gets maybe that early lead and can sit back a little bit. We'll see how each team plays because, like we said, they both have one game left after tonight in the regular season, and then each team's in two of the toughest regions in the whole state. So they're probably, see how much they bring to the table tonight.
Dunbar leads the series, at least since 2002. They've won 5 of the 9 matchups, with Trinity winning last season in St. Matthews 2-0 late September of 2024. So underway in this one, of course, Dunbar in their home black with red numerals, red trim. Trinity, the tradition-rich road uniforms, white with green trim.
Yeah, and speaking of those last few games, I know 2 years ago in 23, Trinity came up here on senior night and beat Dunbar. So that gives them at least 3 wins in a row up here. Or not up here, but just in the series. We're really looking forward to watching the kid from Trinity that is going to Colgate, Wazinski. They say he's a talent, so I'm anxious to see how he plays this evening, along with some of the other players we'll highlight that the coach talked about.
Shamrocks without a couple of regulars tonight. Charles Johnson injured with a hamstring. He will not play, as will the concussed Cooper Arrow. Both senior student athletes normally starting will not participate, not play tonight. So we'll see how that factors in. But the Shamrocks certainly a wealth of bodies in any sport. They're going to pack the attendance and have a lot of folks playing.
Oh, without question. I think I wouldn't be surprised if both these programs had over 80 kids drop for soccer, which says a lot about those programs. I believe Trinity's only given up 5 goals this year, too. That's very, very impressive because they don't play a weak schedule. So with some of the teams they've played to be able to hold just the 5 goals, that is super impressive. So it's going to be tough for the Bulldogs to score. Dunbar's got some experience. Some guys have stepped up this year, too. They need to get that gentleman right there, J.T. Martin. He's got to get loose tonight a little bit. He's probably one of the most potent players they have on their team. Quick, little left-footed young man. And he's been a part of one state championship here, along with a couple other kids.
Yeah, JT leading Dunbar in goals with 5. 12 points, also tops for Paul Lawrence Dunbar. Nearly 3 minutes elapsed. Perfect evening for Central Kentucky high school soccer. The sun has dipped down, breeze picked up, and just a perfect fall evening, the last of which occurring in September.
Yeah, I picked a great night. You never know this time of year what kind of weather you're going to get.
As Trinity massaging it here, trying to get something going here in the early phases. That's Adam Fidowitz on the defense, and
we'll have a goal kick. I should have asked Coach Jordan with Trinity how he likes being on this big field. I went down to their game last week that was originally scheduled versus St. X, and it got canceled because of weather. But that is a very small field. They have a great facility there, but the field is not fit for high school soccer, in my opinion. And I don't think very many people in that fan base would disagree with me. It's nice to see these teams have such a big surface out here to be able to play because you've got so many skilled players.
Diego Martinez starting things for Paul Lawrence Dunbar, as the early phases anyway been played on this quadrant of the field, and Trinity trying to control something early. Henry Trueblood there possessing it momentarily. That shot in front of the box, off to the left.
Nice service to the top of the box there. Dunbar will be tough. Diego's had a great year in the goal. He's got some experience. See how they like to spread them out, though.
What's made Diego so strong, John, throughout his career?
I think his early years he was playing behind several good goalies, so it's taken him a while. I don't think he got the starting role until last year, maybe. So his freshman year had a lot of attention on him, but he was playing behind some other good goalies. So that competition is going to make you better.
Well, that's how it is in strong programs.
Yeah, you can sit on the bench or you can get better and try to play.
Playing against the best, fueling these student athletes for both of these prideful, proud high school soccer programs. As Trinity on the attack once more.
I believe that was Cooper Tyler up top. Or no, he's in the middle there. Gentleman that they told us to keep an eye on. I have the privilege of knowing a couple guys on each team. Cooper is a junior. He's getting several looks by colleges already. As a junior, I know he's involved with the Louisville City. And we'll mention some other kids that are having good years for Trinity as well as the Dunbar players.
John, I think you know kids on any team. It could be Webb Dubois, and you're going to know a couple kids, I think.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm getting old, though, Chris. I tell you, there's Josue in the back. He's been solid. That's one of the guys that Coach Ray pointed out in their back line, having a good year. You look at that guy, you size him up. He's still probably not even 5'6", but that kid is tough as nails. Yeah, I've seen him play against some big players. They probably underestimated him, and then they were shocked.
As Trinity and Paul Lawrence Dunbar played 6 scoreless minutes for Central Kentucky High School Soccer. Thank you so much for joining us tonight live on Glycod. Final regular season edition of Central Kentucky High School Soccer will commence next week for the 42nd District Championship. That's another wayward shot, as Paul Lawrence Dunbar will have a goal kick.
I think Coach Ray wants to see how his team responds. They've had some ups and downs this year, and they have the quality of players, but some guys not used to maybe some big roles. So I think he wants to see what his team's made of going into next week in the district. I mean, they have a super hard district. That's one thing. I think Trinity gets a little bit of a break on their district's not too tough. But then they both step in the region play if they make it, and the regions are just they're just ridiculously hard.
Well, and for Trinity last year, just a fantastic regular season, and they drew St. X first round of the quarter 7th region, and out they went to end a 19-win season.
There we go. I think the year before that, even Trinity didn't have one loss in the whole state, and then they lost in the region tournament. Imagine that. You play the whole year, didn't have one loss in the state of Kentucky, and then you lose, you don't even get out of your region.
That may have been the collegiate group coached by former Glycod announcer Chad Wozniak.
Oh, I did not know that. He's a very top-notch coach.
Athletic director at collegiate as well as Trinity. Some nifty maneuvering there. That's Tanner Travis, and Martinez able to smother that one.
Some of you out there listening heard that name Travis in Trinity. Boy, that had to bring back some memories. There's some a long line of Travises. Tanner's 2 brothers, who I've had the pleasure of watching, both play at Furman University, top program, top Division I program. Their dad, David's, I know he's very proud of them, as their mother too, but he's big shoes to fill. Those 2 gentlemen were super players at Trinity, and now they're having really stellar college careers.
Well, the lineage at that school, and regardless of sport, just unbelievable precedent that Trinity has set in any sport. As the Shamrocks trying to get something started early.
I know Travis, his dad went to Trinity, but I walked in with a young man that the kid that we were highlighting from Colgate, Wazinski, and his dad said he went to St. X, and so he's got his son at Trinity. I found a little humor in that. So,
Marty Wazinski, 6'3".
He's a big boy. He's a big boy. I saw it, but his dad said, I went to St. X, and I thought that was pretty funny. For those of you in that area that know those are big, big rivals. You don't cross lines like that usually, but it does happen.
Wouldn't you like to roll back the clock and just see how that decision came to be for Marty? How did he end up here? Somebody knows the answer to that.
Yeah, maybe we can get Marty to give us a highlight after the game. I don't know. But that was just a little tidbit walking in, and several people already knew about the broadcast going out tonight, so that was good to hear.
Well, and a huge thank you, as always, to Paul Lawrence Dunbar, Damon Kelly, Athletic Director, for having us tonight. And there's very few high schools with a better scenic view as the sun dips down than what we're witnessing here, high atop John R. Acre Stadium.
Yeah, I think it's our second game here, maybe this year. Yeah, we did a girls' game. That's right. I don't think we've gotten the horses in the background for you yet, though. That's a really pretty thing. But definitely, I love how Trinity's knocking the ball around. Just look at the spacing. You can count the passes. They're spreading the field out. And I almost want to go ask Coach Jordan after the game if he likes playing on this bigger surface compared to his home field, because his boys are spread out. They're getting touches on the ball. Good effort in there by Jackson Brooks, one of the players that Coach Ray told us to watch. He's a senior, also a member of a state championship team from 2 years ago. So he's got some experience. He's got big shoes. I mean, he's going to have to be a leader this last week or two.
And finally, the keeper going to get involved is Wyatt Hackman. Rocks have played a few different keepers this year. Hackman in his 12th game.
Doesn't seem like they've had a lot of work in the goal this year. They've only given up 5 goals. I know how hard that is. And as I mentioned, both these teams might have a few cupcakes on the schedule, but they both travel to Evansville and play Memorial. They both, they're playing each other. They play St. X. You're not going to have this game where you're going to have a guy on either one of these teams scoring 30 or 40 goals, something crazy. They play too tough a schedule, and I commend their coaches for that, for pushing their young men.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much you believe in the Rundell rankings. John, you follow that at all?
Not as on top of as I should be, maybe, but I know some of the rankings, yes.
Well, that's you look at that. It's Trinity's got 5 top 25 wins just from that poll alone.
Yeah, that part, yes, I would definitely believe that, because their schedule, I don't even know, does that even factor in out-of-state wins?
It does not, no, it's Kentucky-based.
Yeah, so they played Evansville Memorial, who's a perennial state power, and I believe they played them in Indiana.
Trinity beat them 3-0, losing. The lone loss is to Guerin Catholic.
In Indianapolis.
Correct.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that. It was a pretty tight game, they said. But, I think that's a power in Indianapolis, or in Indiana soccer. Here's J.T. Martin that we talked about. They got to get him. He's playing a little bit out of position this year, playing kind of up top. He's more comfortable on the wing. Got some others. Ivan Cano, you might recognize that name in the Dunbar lineage. His brother, Isaac, was an MVP on the state championship team, and Isaac currently is playing for, not playing college, but playing for Louisville City's pro team. He's gotten a few call-ups this year, and that's a huge accomplishment by him. I think he's in his second season playing for them. Dunbar needs to get a little bit more possession. I don't know if they have the athletes to be able to just run with Trinity all day, so they need to try to knock it around a little bit.
Yeah, the Rocks trying to figure something out here on the attack.
It's Cooper Tyler playing the ball wide. Well, not a bad service. I do like how Dunbar's still keeping a couple guys up. Trying to keep Trinity honest. Ooh, nice.
Oh, and
nice
Martinez able to stifle that shot.
Good effort. Just inside the box. Good test early on.
Yeah, good 75% of the match, I would think, already been controlled, at least possession-wise, by Trinity.
Yeah. Probably about that high. But it just takes that one chance, and this could be the one.
See what Dunbar can do.
Ooh.
And back in the field.
But I like how that young man over there tried to bring the ball back into play instead of just crossing it into the side netting. That was a well-played ball up there. I think that was Cano up there. Here we go, Dunbar on the attack here. Let's that roll out. Should be, I believe that's our first corner. Is that right, Chris?
We're going to have a set piece. First one.
Well, they still haven't changed the one thing I saw earlier in the year. Jackson Brooks taking the corner. Jackson plays a good corner, but he's one of their biggest guys. So I still don't understand this logic, but just they're sticking with it.
Oh, why don't you?
Well, he's probably their tallest guy on the team, and he's out here taking a corner kick. They are a very small team. And the last game we played, Coach Ray told us they struggle on set pieces because of their size. And then Henry Clay, in that game, Henry Clay scored on their first corner on defense, that was. But I just think he needs to get in the mix. And he told me he's not very good in the air, but he's still about 6 feet, and he's a very stout young man. He could make some things happen there.
15 minutes of no score to start this one. Two outstanding teams with certainly inklings of playing very deep in the postseason.
Oh, yeah, they both know if they can get out of their region, each region respectively, they got a good chance of moving on. Oh, that's a nice ball.
And Diego leaving the path open, and Trinity on the board.
Nice ball. I'm not sure who that assist was by. I don't know if that was out on the wing. It might have been Cooper. My eyes are tough from up here. That was a beautiful ball, whoever played that on the wing. We could catch that on the replay. Nice finish. Good composure up top by the young man. You see Dunbar, they're kind of looking around at each other. This is going to be a first few minutes going to be a huge test for them.
We'll try to get a player identification for you on that Trinity goal here momentarily as the Shamrocks on the board early. What did you think of the gamble for Diego to come out of there and just leave that box wide open?
Yeah, that was pretty far out. I mean, I think if he's going to come out that far, he's got to get the ball. But then he run the risk of if he gets too much contact, it's going to be a PK and a red card. So that would have been a tough one for him to swallow. I don't think he was as committed. Go back and watch it, see how quick he came off his line.
Shamrocks razor sharp early as Dunbar trying to do something. There's JT Martin.
JT.
Yep.
He tried to get the corner kick. But see, look at that. He's up there. He's 1-on-4. They got to bring some numbers with him. Dunbar's sitting back with 5 right now on defense. I'd like to see him push up a little bit. JT is very talented, but he can't take on 3 guys up there. He needs the ball at his feet and be able to use that speed he's got. Oh, that's a good look there. Ball didn't end up like he wanted, but that was a good look there. Trinity's trying to move it around. You notice they're not really trying to force too much. They're a nice team.
It's Diego Mares that was possessing it momentarily, and now Trinity going to send it up. Parker Warren, I believe, may have scored that Trinity goal. Warren with the goal in the draw on Sunday versus St. X.
Yeah. Here they're on the attack. Oh, this is nice. Let's see if he hit that split. Oh, good look there. A little high. Having this bird's eye view up here, you could see that split. I didn't know if he saw that. That was a good look there by the attacker for Trinity, but he just played a little too high.
What's the adjustment you expect Dunbar to make here in the meat of this game to try to get more opportunities?
I don't know what they'll do during the game. Maybe halftime. They're going to have to get to a point where they got to find some more support up top. I don't know. And Coach Jay is, an offensive-minded coach. Hopefully he'll pull a couple guys up. It's too early for anything drastic right now, though.
See what Trinity can do, and racing back. That was Darwin Dudenuth for Dunbar.
Remember, this is where Coach Ray said they struggled on set pieces just based on their size. So we'll see.
Cooper Tyler set up for the Trinity corner. Towards the box and headed out for Paul Lawrence Dunbar.
Nice ball there by Cooper. The young man's got a lot of potential. Great. Now he's looking to that ball ended up well. I don't know if that's the service he wanted, but maybe so. He'll tell me later if that was what he planned.
As the Shamrocks 20-minute 1-0 lead in this opening half. And again, just right, everything contested by Trinity.
Coming in for Trinity, number 36, Luke Buckley, number 38,
Tatum Clark, sophomores in for Trinity, as is Luke Barkley.
And coming on for the Bulldogs, number 19, Christian Hernandez, and number 29, Mohammed Benashir.
So a pair of Bulldogs enter the fray as well, as the clock dwindling now under 19 minutes, 38 seconds, as Dunbar inching up the mountaintop, trailing by an early goal.
Now, the one gentleman out there, I'll get his name here, playing with a cast on his wrist. He's evidently a phenomenal golfer. I get that number. I think he just, might have checked out. They say he's on the golf team, so he's just been able to join them recently.
You talking Trinity?
Yes, for Trinity. Yeah, it's number 28, Parker Warren.
Yeah, he scored the goal earlier, I believe.
Yeah, they're glad to get him back. He says he's one of the top golfers in the state of Kentucky, is what my sources say.
Oh, my.
Yeah, they said he's really good. I heard that before the game. I kind of got it confirmed.
Yeah, both fall sports. You wonder how that works out, just certainly in terms of practice time.
Well, I got to experience that with my own son, and golf coaches don't really care too much as long as you show up at the matches and play well. Practice is pretty easy on playing time. This guy beats that guy, you're in front of him. It's pretty cut and dry. I learned that, which is good. He's like, just be at the matches.
Don't miss the tee time.
Yeah, that's all. You can shoot better than this guy. Doesn't matter if that guy shows up every day to practice.
Leave the clubs
nice
in the
effort
car.
there.
It sure was. Just over the top of the goal.
Yeah, I recognized a couple of these names on here. I'm doing got our research staff there helped us out a little bit. One gentleman on here, I think as you say I'm old, but played against, but Merriweather, his dad I think was a two-time All-American in Evansville. A phenomenal player. Met him before. So he's got a good lineage. I don't think the dad's from that area, but thought I recognized a couple of those names.
Dunbar with a throw in.
It's a good possession. Here goes Jackson.
Darwin Dudenouth to get that in. Crafty dribbling.
Darwin getting loose with it there, Darwin.
How about that? By that number 12.
Well, didn't work out, but he still maintained the ball. Now turn.
Jackson Brooks on the control for Paul Lawrence Dunbar.
Chip. Is that going to? Oh, almost. It was like a chip shot. I like seeing that energy out of Jackson Brooks. He's got to bring more of that. He's playing in the middle. He's got to demand the ball, and he's got to make something happen with the ball. He can't rely on just wait for his teammates to do things.
And the Shamrocks with a throw in. Both these teams have played a couple of reserves here in the early going. Do you find as you get closer to the postseason that the rotation maybe shrinks a little bit, or does it go the other direction?
I think it definitely shrinks. You've given some guys a chance. I mean, I've seen times where we played 18, 20 players in the regular season. You get down to the biggest game of the year, you might play 14 or 15 guys, if that.
Now that one's over at the farm.
Yep, that's in that yard.
Just over 16 in this first half.
Dunbar's responded okay since that goal. At least they didn't lay down, and that's what Coach Ray wants to see. I mean, you're playing a good team. They had a nice goal. Just to be expected. They just got to keep fighting.
Henry Trueblood propelling it down the field. That's Tatum Clark fresh in the game. And Clark.
Tatum was looking for the service. He had some isolation there. I'd like to see him maybe take the defender on. Simple thing right there that Trinity did. Ball was thrown in. Young man that got the ball. He had his body open, and he immediately looked for a switch, and they went to the other side of the field. Well done by him.
It was Camden Beard that had it momentarily.
Nice turn there. Have a crack.
And just to the left. And Martinez will watch that one trickle away.
That was Merriweather, I believe, 27. Wow, nice effort. Turn, and that was he took that from about the 20, about a 30-yard crack there. Nice.
Those long strides.
Yeah, he turned quick, but then when he got that, you could just tell in his eyes he was going to just shoot because it hit the post.
An important 14-plus minutes for Dunbar as they try to prevent this lead from growing a tad. JT.
Oh, nice ball there.
Inside and a tie match.
Wow. JT with the assist.
That was wonderfully crafted by JT Martin.
Yeah, Harrison Pope. He had a good year last year. Harrison Pope with Harrison kept making his run. And he didn't give up on the play. It wasn't probably the best ball that JT wanted, but he put the ball where his teammate had a chance to make a play. Instead of being unselfish and looking for, do something else, he served a nice ball. And it should, all these young guys out there watching, you keep making your run. You don't give up. That was all. I mean, that wasn't anything special. It was just Harrison Pope with a great individual effort effort. So, I mean, right now they've scored a goal where Trinity's only given up 5 all year, and they gave up 1 in the first half. So Dunbar's got to feel good about that. And you notice their celebration. They're going to have a little pep in their step now.
JT Martin, his 3rd assist on the season, and the 2nd goal for Harrison Pope.
Oh, now here we go. JT gets loose here. JT is very – now that you got a double team, he's got to look to get rid of the ball quick. When he brings that second defender, there you go. Well done.
As
Martin, he's isolated. He's going to probably not his best effort on the shot.
It's Wyatt Hackman there preventing another quick Dunbar goal. 2 top teams connecting, both doing some very high-level things here in the first 27-plus minutes.
I hate to reminisce, but that's what we do sometimes over here, and it's just some people appreciate it in the fact that we've got 2 top teams playing at a big, wide field, great night for soccer. This is just amazing. 20 years, it's just great seeing these 2 teams out here competing like this. The size of the field makes it way better for good quality soccer.
So a Trinity throw-in. And the Shamrocks back up this way again this week. They're going to wrap up their regular season Thursday at Great Crossing.
Oh.
So
another amazing complex.
Sure is. A couple of treks up 64, 2 and 3 days for the Shamrocks.
Like that Great Crossing soccer complex, it only has soccer lines on it. I love that. But not everybody can have 2 fields. I think Great Crossing and Scott County both have that. Beautiful out there, though.
Under 12 minutes in this first half.
He's got to win that. Good effort, though, recovering the ball by Brooks. Deep ball to Diego. Wow.
And Diego, boy, he put some air underneath that one.
That looked like that'd make for a nice 3-wood down the fairway. That was, man, he hammered that, didn't he? Shoot. That was strong. I mean, that was a good 60 yards probably. Not too high.
Dunbar going to sub on 2. Nice crowd tonight for soccer.
Yeah. I'm sure we got a few people back in Louisville watching this. Maybe St. X,
could be.
They've tied and beat one of these teams, so they obviously know what it's like playing both teams.
Yeah, that's one common opponent. Covington Catholic is another. With Trinity on August the 16th, beat the Colonels 1-0. Dunbar played Cov Cath as well, defeated them in Northern Kentucky 3-2 last week.
I didn't look to see if Memorial was on there from Evansville. I know one of them played there.
Yeah, Trinity down there. Rather, Memorial was at Trinity here late August. So tied at 1.
There's Hoshway.
Harrison Pope. The Dunbar
nice
goal.
Ball by Hoshway there on the attack.
There's JT trying to thread his way in. That was Brooks Jackson, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, and JT checked out. They gave him a little rest. Similar body structure. JT favors that left a little bit. I don't think he'll mind me sharing that with anybody. It's pretty obvious, but he's good at it.
You're doing the scouting for the opponents.
You got to be able to stop it. Messi goes left a lot too, and nobody stops that. So left-footed guys always feel like they get picked on too. Well, the game's even back out a little bit.
It has.
It's amazing what that old momentum does for people, isn't it? I mean, they get a little mo on their side and starting to play a little bit better. And Trinity's probably wanting to see, they probably haven't, if they've only given up 5 goals all year, they probably haven't been tied or behind at all much this season. So it's a good test for him. And that's what a coach should do towards the end of the season, test his team, see what they're made of. And that's going to prepare them for the region.
Nearing the 9-minute mark. Deadlocked at 1 goal.
Oh, nice ball. Nice ball. He cut back.
And the Shamrocks.
Wow.
Goal for Trinity.
Let's take one more look as the Shamrocks back on top by 1. And now the ball back in the proverbial court of Dunbar here with 8:40 left as Trinity back on top.
That first goal for Trinity was scored by Parker Warren. And the second goal was number 22. Finally, it's hard to see these numbers.
It is.
Carson Warren. Carson Warren with unbelievable individual effort there. He took the turn. There's nothing Diego could do about that. That was a great individual effort. Carson, sorry it took me a minute to get your name out. Just it's hard up here, some of the numbers, but great effort. Now Trinity's got some momentum, and they're ready to go back on attack.
22, Carson Asani with the goal.
Oh, stand corrected.
Based on up here. So 2-1 Trinity. We'll try to get both those confirmed. Like you said, it's very difficult to see all the way up top here, but Trinity by a goal.
Yes, Carson Sony. That's who. That is correct. Where I got the
7:38 in this half. It's Sonny's 4th goal of the year. His 11th point.
That was as they'd like to say, that was a banger. I mean, that was a Beautiful goal. I'll be wanting to watch that on this video. That'll come in great. Oh, wow.
Wonderful save by Hackman.
Great save. He was, wow. He was off the ground. He was a couple feet off the ground, parallel with the ground. We don't talk about the goalies enough, probably. That was a great individual effort.
A lot of examples, John, why these two teams are so strong. We're seeing a high-level play in this half.
They go for the short drive into the goal.
Yeah, Hackman leaving his feet
Yeah.
to deny Dunbar. How long does JT Martin hang out on that sideline?
They tend to have been subbing a lot. Everybody's got different strategies. I wouldn't think you'd keep him out very long at all, but there's a fine line. They got a lot of players, a deep bench, but when you're playing, you want that continuity. Oh, nice look there. Oh, and
to the trailer.
Those were two just great balls by Dunbar there. The individual out here on the wing, that I thought he was going to maybe shoot. Here comes Diego. There you go. He gets that one easier.
And this time it's a 5-wood, not a 3-wood, but a 5-wood.
Looked like yeah. That was a great ball, like the ball to the wing and into the cross and just on the ground. Earlier in the season, I was disappointed what some of these teams were learning from their coaches. I love it. It's the second good game in a row. We've seen some just smart play.
And there's Diego. He's going to scarf that one. As Dunbar inching it up the terrain here, down a goal. We've had 2 goals in about the last 6 minutes, one by each team.
That's
4:47 left in this half.
Well, we have to make a correction. I'll take blame for that. The keeper for Trinity is Colin Haas. Let me see, get that last name. I got to look that up. We were just informed his grandmother's watching us, so that's good. We got people out there, so that's good. We apologize, but he had a great individual. Colin Haas, 6'3" junior. All right.
With no stats either, based on the information we were provided. So, tremendous effort by that young man.
So we appreciate his grandmother reaching out, and hopefully she's able to watch the game and enjoy it, and proud of her grandson with that great save.
And please subscribe to our channel, too, if you don't mind.
Yes.
With under 4 minutes left in what has been a very interesting first half.
Nice turn there by Trinity.
And all that work Dunbar did to get back level par, and boy, you're on a slippery slope here late in the half.
Yeah. They had a really good opportunity just recently, so at least they, the first 10 minutes, it's not that they weren't scoring, they just weren't getting the opportunities. At least now they're able to get some pressure up there on the attack and get some opportunities.
And Dunbar possessing it momentarily.
I don't really understand why kids want to pop the ball in the air, then have to head the ball. Maybe somebody explain that to me someday. Nice control there by the Trinity defense. They're spread out so well. Diego should pick this up. Yep, he'll have a punt. Under 3 minutes.
Dunbar 9-4 and 4 coming in. And Trinity 13-1 and 2. Coming up at half, we will talk about some postseason soccer. I want to get John's thoughts on the respective regional tournaments. Region 7 for Trinity, Region 11, of course, for Dunbar. We'll get John's analysis on that and some highlights in first half numbers. It's been a very interesting and compelling first half with Trinity a goal clear.
Nice ball played in. In the 6-yard box.
And House able to gobble it up for Trinity.
We got his name now. We'll start using it. We're good.
With 1:40 remaining. Yeah, that was a wonderful save. We'll show you that replay as well as he went airborne to prevent a Dunbar tie.
Now, I may speak too early, but I don't know. There's been very few fouls. I don't think there's been one offsides called.
Correct.
I don't even know if there's been a foul called. I really don't remember.
No, it's been clean.
I can't remember where there's been a direct. I mean, besides corner kicks and goal kicks, can't remember where there's been a maybe one, but very, very clean. You just don't see that every day.
Didn't see that in the Bengals game last night. That's for sure.
You had to bring that up, didn't you?
45 seconds left. And Dunbar again down a goal. And both teams will switch positions in the second half.
Coach Ray's played a lot of guys this half. I don't know if he shortens that bench in the second half or what.
Yeah, Trinity. An early goal for Warren, then Dunbar answered Harrison Pope with a goal. And then a late Trinity goal. And the Shamrocks going to take a 2-1 lead into intermission. Now, John, it's been a great first half. Two very solid teams.
Yeah, very clean, as we said, no fouls. Clean soccer, good soccer. I'd give a little bit of the edge. On the scoreboard, Trinity has the edge, and I think the play of the game, they originally, I think you said 75%. I think Dunbar got back a little bit. It might be 65% or so, give or take, but made it a little bit more competitive, which they needed to be competitive.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Central Kentucky High School Soccer on Glycod. We'll take a pause. Be right back. Now this for Suntime Pools on Glycod.
Leaves and other dirt and grime are no match against the experts at Suntime Pools, your BioGuard dealer. Weekly service, computerized water testing, or just need advice. Our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit us today for a full line of BioGuard swimming pool products. Suntime Pools.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Hello?
First responders do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you. By donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
We're big fans here in Kentucky of great savings at Cartown Kia.
Score 1.9% financing on select new Kia models like 2026 Kia Sportage. Or win with 0% on 2025 Kia Sorento and Sportage.
Our team is here for your team at Cartown Kia.
With fast signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color, With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs. Make your statement.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Welcome back to John R. Aker Stadium. At the half, it's a 2-1 Trinity lead on Glycod's presentation of Central Kentucky High School Soccer. Chris LeBar alongside former Dunbar assistant John O'Hara. John, been a very high-level first-half match.
Been very pleased with the effort by both teams. Trinity obviously had the better of the play early on. Dunbar came back with a little bit fight, but they've been the better side, but I think that was to be expected a little bit. But, I think Dunbar has a little bit of hope that they can stay in the match with them.
Let's take a look at a few first-half highlights for you. We'll start things off with the first goal, and it was Parker Warren getting Trinity on the board early to an open goal box on that one.
Yeah, it was a nice way to stick with that one, Parker.
Here's Harrison Pope to follow after the wonderfully crafted assist from J.T. Martin. And we'll continue our montage. How about this save by Colin House, the Trinity keeper?
Wow. Hope somebody got a good picture of that. That'd be something good to blow up and put in your room. He was parallel. He was parallel with the ground. I mean, goalies are a different breed. That was phenomenal, though.
And then Trinity on the board very late in the half. This Sonny goal. And Trinity on top 2-1. So let's talk about some adjustments in terms of what both teams might want to do differently here in the second half.
I don't know if Trinity's going to want to adjust much. They had, they did what they planned to do. I'd say they had the better of the play. They were able to knock it around. They just might, just a couple loose ends on defense. They probably don't want, let J.T. Martin get loose. A couple times when he got the ball, they're running the second defender at him, but they just don't want to get spread out too much. And then I'd say, Dunbar, they're going to have to figure out a way to kind of push some guys up to maybe help in the attack a little bit.
We've got a match ongoing. You mentioned this earlier. Perhaps St. X is watching. Well, I think that answer is no, because they're playing Henry Clay right now. No score in that one. Middle segment, about 14 minutes left in the first half. So, in essence, you've got those two and these two, and man, oh man, these four of these four, would you surprised if one of the four didn't perhaps win a state championship?
This may offend some people in the state, but you give me those four, you can have the field.
Mm-hmm.
I like my chances. And that's not disrespecting anybody. There's lots of good quality teams out there, in the western part of the state, northern part of the state. Soccer's grown a lot in the eastern part. But, I'd take my chances. They're for blue bloods traditionally, and neither team's really living off their past. They're all good this year. Dunbar's probably not quite on the same level as those other three, but you got some powerful teams there.
Well, let's talk the 11th region tournament. The district tournament will commence next week. 2 weeks from now, it's the regional tournament. Henry Clay have to be the favorite, right, in the 11th?
Without question. I didn't know they could be able to improve off last year's state championship team, but after we watched that game earlier this year, they're the team to beat. Coach Beeler would say we're just going to take it day by day, but they are the team to beat. There's a couple teams that might be able to give them a challenge, but if they're firing on all cylinders, nobody can match them.
Lafayette has had a very strong season as well.
Yes, Coach Grimm does a good job over there. And they watching them the other night, they have some players. They can play with Henry Clay. But it will take a full 80 minutes for them to be able to beat them. But it is possible. It's not like it's something crazy, and he's a very well-coached team, and he's got the athletes. Young man up top scored a bunch of goals for Lafayette, so they got some potential. I'd say Dunbar's probably in the mix with that. And then, but they got to get Dunbar, I think, plays Catholic first game of the district. So one of them is going to be knocked out. They won't even make it to the region tournament.
What about the 7th? You've seen Trinity for a half. We've talked about both them and St. X. Would anybody else maybe factor in?
I don't know about this year, but, usually you got Collegiate was usually pretty top shelf. I think they have to be mentioned. I'm pretty sure they're having a great year. Sometimes Ballard sneaks in. I know Mayo was on an uptick for them. So there's some teams in there.
Trinity did have a draw with Ballard a couple weeks ago.
Ballard's a traditional power. They kind of up and down a little bit. But, the 7th region it's got probably four teams in there that could have a chance at winning state if it really came down to it. But it's Trinity, St. X, Collegiate. I mean, you've got teams that have always been there. So, and like you said, there's other regions out there. 6th region, I know, has got some good talent. It's great to just see the sport grow. The last game, Chad Collins from KHSA was on talking about there's over 200 teams playing high school soccer in Kentucky now. And just the depth and the quality has gotten, in my opinion, some people don't think it's as good as it should be, but I think it's doing great. So
another team under the radar, Glycod, is partnered with Collins High School in Shelbyville out of the 8th region. Collins having a fantastic season there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're Collins. I think you go way out west. You got a team like McCracken County. They're probably having a decent year. They're always in the mix. Coach Wiersma out there in McCracken County has done a good job. Cubcat's going to be somebody to be recognized out of the north. So there's the teams there. And there's some have an easier path getting to the state tournament than others. That's the unfortunate thing. But for all the complaining that coaches do over the years, that's not going to change. The 7th and 11th are going to be just loaded.
Halftime at John R. Akers, 2-1 Trinity, second half. Next from Glycod.
No one college can be all things to all people, but Bluegrass Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt. Affordable, flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Listen up. In a world overwhelmed by noise, we live life on simpler terms. Our terms. No agendas, no drama. Our road, our rules. Let's ride.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Two-one Trinity as we welcome you back to Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School in Lexington. Central Kentucky High School Soccer. And the Shamrocks by a goal, seeking another win this season. Again, 13-1-2 coming in.
More trivia for those of you watching. He says John Akers Stadium. If you recognize that name, John Akers is the father of David Akers, who played in the NFL for over 10 years as a professional kicker.
Eagles and, of course, San Francisco for a spell.
Yep.
Former U of L Cardinal.
Exactly. Former soccer player at Tates Creek until he switched to football full-time. Here we go, and we're off.
See what Dunbar can do differently here as they try to have a few more possession opportunities. And Diego able to.
His left foot. The first 10 minutes here are going to be really big for the Bulldogs. They can't afford to get behind 2 goals. That could be big trouble for them. I don't know if they have the firepower to come back from that against a tough defense like this.
And the Shamrocks, again, having favorable possession to start. And Dunbar advantageous here in the early phase as well. And that one's going to be wayward to the near side. And Dunbar with a near side throw in. And doing the honors is Owen Rowe. And Diego going to initiate from just outside the box. Again, we talked at the beginning of the show about both teams really, certainly, obviously they want to win this match, but the greater good would be taking positives in staying healthy, and I think both teams thus far are going to take a lot of positives here from this match.
Totally agree. Very good point there. You know, and they're getting some good play. I mean, you can't get this in practice, and these are good, just a good competition. Nice ball movement there by the Rocks. Oh, he looked for it.
And Diego certainly been tested at will here. First 43 minutes or so. It was a Han Thomas there for Dunbar as he's on defense. Have you seen a match this long without a foul called?
This is just crazy. I don't know. I don't usually give shout-outs to the referees, but Josh Brooks in there is a friend of mine, and, you know, I use that word loosely with him sometimes. But no, they got a high-quality ref. You got a gentleman in there that's done Louisville City games and high Division I college games. Now he's just doing a high school varsity game. Here we go on the
And another goal for the Shamrocks.
Wow. That was 28, Parker Warren.
That's Warren's second of the evening.
The golfer snuck one in on the side. That's the guy we said was the top golfer, one of the top golfers in the state. Nice finish. Very good composure.
So Warren, a goal on Sunday versus St. X in that draw, so he's got 3 goals in the week.
He's had a good week. We're not even halfway through the week. Good for him. Good composure there, though. He could have shot earlier, and he kind of just waited, and he just, instead of just blasting, just tucked it in on the side. Another chance Diego, the goalie, could do nothing.
Warren now 6 goals on the season.
He wants another.
He does. And Trinity salivating, trying to go double, and they've got it again.
It's a goal for Trinity.
I don't know. I guess it is a goal. It looked like there was a signal for offsides there for a second. And
I'm not sure who that one was. 27 with the assist, or was it? The Rocks add 1 to the tally. It's Henry Merriweather setting things up for Trinity. And things starting to slip away for Dunbar.
Yeah, they did not need that. That's the one thing about playing this game late in the season. Here we go.
And Dunbar trying to get something going.
Good defense there by the Rocks.
It's a throw-in for the Bulldogs.
As I was saying earlier, drawback about a game like this towards the end of the season, you're trying to build some confidence, boost morale going in the postseason, but you take a tough loss. That can maybe backfire on you a little bit. I mean, your guys might lose a little confidence. It just depends on what your team's made up, senior leadership.
Connor Hawes back in goal for Trinity. Colin Hawes in goal for the Rocks.
We're going to get another call from the grandmother.
We are.
We apologize for that, ma'am.
Well, we've each botched one. So.
Yeah, you're much better at it than me. I botch many.
35.
Good effort there by Dunbar.
35 minutes now in this second half. Trinity with a pair of goals here in the first 5 minutes. And Henry Trueblood is going to be credited for the 4th Shamrock goal.
Okay. Trueblood getting in the action there. Henry Trueblood, he's a senior.
And Coach Higglin has to be very pleased with how his team has responded in this half.
I mean, without question, Dunbar might be having a down year, but they're still probably going to be one of Trinity's top 7 or 8 opponents this year. And to be putting it on them like this 4-1 is –
Dunbar.
There's Diego back again for Dunbar. Four goals tonight are the most Dunbar has allowed in a match this season. They allowed 3 previously in a draw at E-Town.
Oh, well.
Castle also with 3. But tonight, high water mark for Trinity.
Dunbar's got to – they're just going to lose their midfield. They're just playing so direct right now.
Got an updated score from Poplar Level Road at the half. Henry Clay is on the board. They lead St. X 1-0. Thanks to our great producer, Steve Bird, for all of his due diligence. As Trinity, again, a pair of goals in this half to elongate this lead. And Dunbar just really not having the volume of opportunities that Trinity has had here in this match.
No, they have not. They lack kind of that true striker that they really need up top. A lot of creative players, some good midfield defenders, but they don't have a true striker, in my opinion.
I think that's noticeable as Merriweather are trying to ignite the Shamrock attack.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's a little early to say this, but as we get a little bit, maybe 20 minutes left in the half, we talked about not having any injuries and just being ready for next week. I wouldn't be surprised if Dunbar maybe pulls some people then. They played a lot of people in the first half as it was, but Coach Ray might be like, we just want to come out of no injuries. This loss isn't going to affect any seeding, anything in the postseasons.
Yeah, Dunbar has played 3 keepers on the season, Tristan Rentz and Oliver Diaz Espinoza, both of whom are juniors. And we'll see if Coach Ray opts to make a change there. Still 30-plus minutes remaining, though, in this one. And the Shamrocks on the attack. That's a great defensive play by Dunbar. And a near goal on the carom.
I believe out here on the wing, that was the Merriweather.
Winding up, it looked like.
Yeah, well, out here on the wing, he just, he went, I don't know if he's left-footed, but he went, crossed the defender up, and he took it down the line, and very unselfishly, once again, plays a slot pass right across the box. I got a friend of mine does a YouTube channel, John Tyler. He's promoting that slot pass there a lot, so that's maybe some people have been watching that. That was a great pass.
There's a foul. Or was it?
Not sure. I wish, I'm sure it's already out, but I'm not privy to the 7th region. If somebody wants to send in where the region's being played this year for the 7th region. I saw a tweet about it the other day. I didn't pay attention to it because that affects the style of play. They make, some of these fields just aren't as big, and I don't think they allow schools to host the region anymore if they don't have the field surface that meets a certain requirement.
We'll see if Steve Bird can take care of that task for us. Still 29 minutes remaining in this one.
Get to it, yes. Oh, and quick service. Wow, another one almost on Parker Warren's feet. That would have been a tap in for him almost. Like seeing Cooper Tyler out here directing the play a little bit. That's good to see. Young man with a bright future there.
And the Shamrocks, another goal.
Wow.
That was Tanner Travis tapping that one in. So 3 straight goals to start this second half for Trinity.
Travis gets him a goal.
Just right in front of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Just tapped it in.
Hey, they all count the same. That's good. I know his dad, David, would be very proud of that. He's got 3 boys we talked about. I believe he has a daughter that's a successful soccer player too. Not real sure, but I think she plays. So I don't know what he's feeding that family over there, but he's doing something right to make all those kids be that daggone good at soccer.
The Trinity on the season averages just over 4 goals per.
Yeah.
And they're going to exceed that, as you can see top right of your screen.
You know, it comes a time where I don't know if you sub now, because the game's, I mean, they're not coming back from this. I mean, you would have to, I never say it's over, but you're going to have to score 5 goals in 28 minutes against a team that's only given up 5 goals all year. That's pretty, doesn't sound very real. And, you know, if you lost 7-1, it stinks, but 7-1, 5-1, what's it matter? Just get everybody healthy. But the morale of this team is going to be tough.
We do have an answer to your question.
All right.
7th Region Semis and Championship will be at Wagner, and the district champs will host the quarterfinal round.
Awesome. Thanks to Steve. Got that info. I wonder, is Wagner one of the schools? You would know this from your football coverage. Are they one of the schools that got a new stadium?
Just, well, not new stadium, new field turf this
yeah.
year. It's Jamie Dunsdorf done a great job there as the AD, and they've got the field surface.
Did they make the fields any wider, though? Or they just put it inside the traditional tracks and football fields?
I believe the latter.
Yeah. That part's unfortunate, but at least they have good fields. Because you notice these fields up here, they're wide. You can make a big soccer field and put a football field in it. When you have that small surface, you have to have a different type of track. It's called I can't remember the name of the track, but it's still 400 meters, but it's set up different. I used to know the name of that track, but yeah, that's what makes it where you can have this width.
Parker Warren, a pair of Trinity goals tonight.
I'm watching my young man in the middle, Cooper, play a little bit. He's got his head up, turning around a little bit. I like to see that out of him. Got that head on a swivel. These young men, when they play, got to have that head on a swivel. Doesn't matter if you're running back on defense, you're running on attack, you're getting ready to receive a ball. Put that head on a swivel so you know where to go next. Oh, wow, they're just doing whatever they want right now.
You talked about Coach Ray making some subs. I'm sure that applies to Jordan Higlin as well for Trinity to maybe dig a little deeper into that bench.
If I was Coach Jordan right now, I'd take out a handful of players. He's got enough talent.
JV Shamrocks, a sizable win earlier tonight as well.
Did you see the score of that game by chance? The JV score?
It was a 4-1 maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
Five to 1 here at the varsity level with under 26 minutes remaining. And we'll see if Dunbar can create some positive opportunities here and build off this performance. Bulldogs, their home finale Thursday hosting North Laurel, but then as John alluded to, next Tuesday they've got a tough district semifinal match at Lexington Catholic.
I mean, that's a huge first-round district matchup. I see some of the subs coming in for Dunbar already.
And Dunbar did beat Lex Cath 5-0 mid-September. Do you glean anything from that one?
I would say Lexington Catholic is going to be ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing the coach there, Coach Todd Bretz, who coached here for 3 decades, he is a phenomenal coach, and he will have his team ready to go. And Coach Ray knows that. And that field's small over there. The students are right on top of the field. It makes for a great atmosphere when the student body comes out. So there'll be, I can tell you, it won't be a 5-goal differential this time. Been a few subs in so far.
Yeah, Trinity going to shuffle in one more as well, all the way at the other side.
You know, it's interesting. It went from, we got to halftime. We said it was a pretty good match. Dunbar was coming back a little bit, and then bam, out of nowhere in the first 5 minutes, 2 goals.
Tatum Clark is awaiting a check-in opportunity for Trinity. He's the far sideline, just up off the bench. He's going to check in momentarily. And the Rocks with a near side throw in. And exiting is Tanner Travis with the last Shamrock goal. Nearing the 9 o'clock Eastern window, as Tom Brokaw used to say, with 23 minutes remaining.
I don't know who the late night Mountain West game is for us tonight. I don't know if we got somebody lined up down there in Paducah maybe.
We need to.
Yeah. I like the reference to the late night, the 9 o'clock window, though. We could get some MAC action, but it's a Tuesday. I think they're a Wednesday night thing. We got to find something.
Got to start somewhere.
Game's lost a little control here. And I don't think, Dunbar's they're done. You can just see it. And looking at this for both teams right now, all I want is just no injuries, just nothing silly. Even though it's not been nice ball there. That was crafty.
Diego Mares trying to set the table. So obviously you've seen Henry Clay, and now you've seen Trinity. Maybe offer a brief comparison just on what you've seen the one match.
Somebody will disagree, but it's their opinions. I think Henry Clay is a little bit better. Not much. I mean, any given night Trinity can beat Henry Clay, that's for sure. But Henry Clay does have. I think they're just a little bit better. I'd like to see, and when I watched Henry Clay, they weren't tested as much in the back. So that's what the area of the field I'm not familiar with. Not saying they don't have a strong back line or goalie, but I just didn't see they didn't get much pressure in the one game I saw there. And St. X I haven't seen. I tried to go see him, but then the game got canceled. That's the team I wanted to see. But I would definitely rank it Henry Clay, then Trinity, and then throw St. X. They tied Trinity, so they're all right there neck and neck. The problem is, though, only one of those teams is going to come out of that region.
Sure.
Even that makes it.
And for our Louisville audience, obviously this year the championship going to be at Lexington Sporting Club, so just a tremendous opportunity for the student athletes to play a championship game at that wonderful, just gorgeous facility.
It's just phenomenal, and it's just a perfect venue. Probably a little big, but I had a couple of comments, people saying it should be at Louisville City. Louisville City has a phenomenal facility, but that's just even too big for the high school state championship. I know Louisville fans would like to have it down there, but when you're looking at it and being fair, the Sporting's facility is phenomenal, and I think that's great. And I think anybody, if I was coming up from Louisville and had a chance to play in that stadium, I'd be thrilled to death.
In the box as Dunbar trying to get something going here late in this match.
I don't think that's a one-year thing. If it works well this year, they're going to probably try to do the semifinals. Nice ball in there.
And there's a Dunbar.
Offsides.
Yep, offsides.
Barely, but good call by the ref. Good call. It was off on the backside there.
Offside.
Take one more look as that play initiates in the corner.
Yeah, it was good talking with Chad Collins from the KHSA the other night in our one broadcast, talking about how all that kind of came about. And Brian Brooks with Lexington Supporting, who has a son on this team, Jackson, should be commended for his efforts that he put forth in that. I don't know if Mr. Collins is watching tonight, but I hope he is. I was hoping to get a reach out by Commissioner Tackett that we threw his name out and gave him big props for getting that done, but we're still waiting on that.
5-1 Trinity lead. But that's just another piece of evidence. You talked about the 200 teams now in Kentucky playing soccer, but that the championship is at Lexington Sporting Club, just more proof the growth of this game.
Without question. I know it just, I think I should go back for those history buffs and see, well, I don't know the very early years, but since 2000 or since, say, 90, how many different facilities have hosted the state championship in soccer? I bet it's minimum 7 would be my guess.
And Frederick Douglass on that list.
Frederick Douglass, Dunbar, Lafayette, they've all hosted here. Georgetown College hosted it. Woodford County has hosted it. One year it was, I believe it was out west, maybe in Marshall County, if I'm not mistaken. That one's a little vague on me. One year we had, this is at least some good news for Dunbar. It was 2013, the state championship was held here, and Dunbar came back to score in the last 3 minutes to tie the game against Trinity, and then they went to PKs in the state championship, and Dunbar prevailed. That was something fun to be a part of from our perspective. Nice move there.
Trinity trying to add one.
And I don't know the record. That'd be interesting between Trinity and St. X. But there's been some years over the last 20 years where Trinity's had a great team, great record, great team, and they just can't get over the St. X factor. And years where they're probably as good as St. X, but they just end up losing in the region somehow.
Well, last year, an example, 19-1-1 going into the 7th region quarter and then lose to St. X 2-1 for their second loss of the year.
There's been several. I mean, Coach Schulten down at St. X has done a great job. He's been there a long time. And that's the thing you get. You get some consistency. He's been there for 30 years probably. Not all as the head coach, but as an assistant. I know Trinity's gone through maybe 4 coaches in the last 20 years, give or take 3.
Yeah, Coach Satu, the former assistant, now an assistant on this staff at Trinity.
Tabani. Mm-hmm. He's a phenomenal coach. I don't think he goes to all the games. So I knew it was kind of a big game tonight when I walked over and I saw Coach Tabani. He's a phenomenal coach. He helps. I mean, he's a coach's professional with Lou City. He stepped aside, I think, to be the assistant. So that's probably where that goalie learned that. He does goalie instruction too. That's phenomenal. We've had kids from Lexington travel down there to get instruction from him.
Well, and you wonder the dynamic. Coach Higlin, now the coach, and working together with the former head coach, how that works.
Yeah.
A 5-1 Trinity lead. If you just joined us, Shamrocks led 2-1 at half. Parker Warren has a pair of goals in this match. Colin Hawes, an outstanding Trinity save in the first half.
We hope the goalie, Connor Hawes' grandmother's still listening. We didn't turn her off early. We had the wrong gentleman, but maybe we'll get on her Christmas list and get something.
She might have turned us off.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she might have turned us off. But maybe we'll get, some cookies or something. You just never know. But her very proud. A lot of subs in there now for, but some of these young men that they get into the game, they don't get much playing time, and it's a chance for them to get those few moments where they might not play next week, and maybe they're a senior, maybe they're just trying to build for the future. Good tackle there.
A couple of new pieces for Trinity. Luke Buckley is out there. Luke, a 5'9" junior.
Subbing on for Trinity, number 16.
Dunbar's lone goal JT Martin assist for Harrison Pope. That was in the first half.
For the Bulldogs, number 15, Harrison Pope.
And my memory is not serving me well, but I still don't know about a foul or how many. Just baffles me.
Yeah, it's been a clean, smooth match, at least from an interruption standpoint.
We might be jinxing ourselves, so we better be careful.
Still 14 plus in this one. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Central Kentucky High School Soccer. We'll have more soccer next Wednesday and Thursday at Henry Clay for the 42nd District Tournament.
Good look on the switch there by Jackson Brooks. We got to get better on the wing isolation. Good defense by 22 for Trinity. Not only did he win the ball, he started their attack. Nice ball. Just ran out of gas there, but good effort. He plays that right-footed cross. He's got to count on that, the bend. He went back into the defender. Once again, gentlemen, got the ball right there, had his head up. Doing a good job teaching his young men how to get their head up and look for the switch.
Well, you've talked about the spacing, just in how pleasant that's appeared tonight and the way they've shared the ball.
Well, I challenge some of my few friends I have over there at Trinity listening, or Coach Jordan at Trinity. If he tells me he'd prefer to play on his home field over playing on a big surface like this, I'd be amazed, because this wide field suits his team very well. You just get in a smaller area, it's easier to trap him in, and he's got the talent to spread the field. So, Coach Jordan, when you're watching this at home later, tell us what you think about having the big surface. Post a comment below.
12:24 remaining. Shamrocks again, their lone loss. An out-of-state loss, September 20th. 1-0 to Guerin Catholic. Number 3 in the latest Rundale ranking.
Yeah, there's a good game up there.
As the Shamrocks trying to get something else going here. And I believe we have a new keeper for Dunbar, do we not? We don't. So Diego going to pitch into the 9th inning this evening.
Yeah, I noticed Trinity still does have a few starters in there. That's Cooper Tyler still in there, which that shocks me with this big a lead. 11 minutes to go. As soon as I say that,
here they come.
Oh, he's still in. I thought I gave him the.
Number 20, Daniel Davies.
Just outside of your eye view at the very top row of the Trinity bleachers, you've got a devoted 8 or 10 folks, and they're just enjoying every bit of it, enjoying the cool breeze and enjoying the great performance by the Shamrocks this evening.
I did give the young man the bad curse there. I said he was still in the game, and then what happens? He gets taken out. Sorry about that, Cooper.
It's fall break this week in Lexington, so Dunbar kids out of school.
Well, that's interesting. When you don't have kids in school anymore, you don't realize these little things. I just found that out today. It was fall break. I think fall break's a week up here. Wow, that's awesome.
There you see the Trinity sideline. There will be a Dunbar throw-in. Just over 9 minutes to play.
You don't hear too much from the sidelines. It's kind of the game's gotten to the point where it's kind of anticlimactic a little bit.
It's a throw-in for Dunbar.
So the Bulldogs with a throw-in near sideline. And the Shamrocks with possession.
Be a lot of long faces on that Dunbar sideline tonight.
Well, on a short turnaround, as again they're back in action on Thursday. Both these teams.
Yeah.
A short turnaround.
I don't think either one of those games should be very contested, though. Shouldn't be much. You know, at the beginning of the season, several teams had games canceled because of the heat and storms. I think Dunbar had maybe 3 or 4 games canceled. So they tried to make that up, and then they crammed a bunch in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and the lack of rain in the area for an extended period of time has certainly been an issue as well. Just over 7 minutes now remaining. See if some of the younger Dunbar players can get something else on the board here late. Trying to challenge Trinity's keeper here.
Oh, here we go. Oh, nobody's. The young man there, though, that's a good effort there by Dunbar. No quitting that young man. Oh, the cutback. We'll have a corner. I might have to rewatch this whole game later on, Chris. I mean, because of I want to see if there was any fouls.
None come to mind.
I'm losing my memory or something, but I don't think of any.
So the Shamrocks with a late corner kick.
Well, Dunbar would like to just hold this out of there. There's just
the Henry Merriweather to initiate the set piece inside the box and off to the right.
So Merriweather's still in the game too. Another starter. I'm a little baffled by this. I don't think they'd have anybody that's gotten any playing time be out of the game right now. Because you could just, even though the game's been low contact, a gentleman could just, a young guy could just be running and twist his ankle. What's their gain by playing right now?
Again, the Rocks without a couple of starters. Charles Johnson, Cooper Arrow, both with injuries. And despite that, a 5-1 Trinity lead in a controlled, strong performance.
Maybe we can get an update from Poplar Level Road. I'm very curious about that outcome.
Yeah, last we heard it was 1-0 St. X.
Was that at halftime?
At half, correct. Excuse me, it's 1-0 Henry Clay at half. I beg your pardon.
At halftime.
It's a foul in favor of the Bulldogs.
There's a foul. There we go.
You don't have to stay up and watch it anymore.
There's one.
So free kick looming. Shamrocks will play either Seneca or Wagner in their version of postseason soccer. District tournament next Tuesday at 7:30. St. X is on the board. Henry Clay and St. X now tied at 1.
Wow.
With 20 minutes to play.
Be a heck of a game to watch there.
It's a goal kick for Trinity.
A few folks getting an early trek home.
Trinity's got school tomorrow. It's a late night on a school night.
And again, back up here Thursday at Great Crossing. As a coach, what do you look for in terms of scheduling this late in the season? Are you looking to play just different styles, or you just want to be challenged the best you can?
Like you said, this is good to be challenged, but now is it going to affect their morale? You know, it's one thing if they came out and lost 2-1 or, you know, tied or something, but, you know, a 5-1 beating is not, I don't know, it depends on how your team handles it. You have to know your team. I mean, it could be exactly what they needed. Maybe, you know, they've struggled in a couple games. Maybe Coach Ray gets their attention and say, you guys aren't at the level of these teams. And we've got this week to change it. They have some of the pieces to be able to turn that around.
Yeah, but this late in the season, you kind of are who you are, aren't you?
I agree. But they could change a little bit. I mean, now it's just, always one of these 3-1, 5-1, you lose. I mean, they had the better of the play, Trinity. And Trinity's got to feel, I mean, the game looks easy, but they're not playing a cupcake. You know, Dunbar's going to be better than 90% of the teams they're going to play the rest of the season. You know, and they didn't just come in here. They came on the road, which makes your kids are tired after school. Late night, you had a big game on Sunday. I mean, he's got to be pleased with this effort. But now you just don't want to. You know, they'll have a game on Thursday. They'll be on the road. It'll be a long evening, but, you know, they should be able to rest a little bit. And then, you know, the district shouldn't be very challenging for them. They are in a very weak district, and I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
Yeah, Wagner, Highlands, Latin, Seneca, and Atherton, a credible program, but you are correct.
Yeah, they were credible back in the 80s, maybe. I don't know. It's not just like they're in the Trinity's in the region. That's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Where Dunbar's got to fight to even get to the region.
In Dunbar at Lexington, Lexington Catholic, the first round of the 43rd District Tournament next week.
Oh, well, good effort. Well, we're inside 2 minutes.
We are.
It's been a good night. I mean, it was a good game in the first half, and then the wheels fell off for Dunbar, but still good quality soccer. Trinity's got to be pleased with their effort. That's going to make that drive home a lot more enjoyable.
Before we wrap things up here, who's your most outstanding player tonight, if you had to pick one?
I'm going to go, with my theme of the week with the Ryder Cup. I got to go with the young man up top that scored 2 goals.
Parker Warren.
I got to go with him. I hate to,
Yeah,
that's pretty solid.
That's reasonable.
Some other guys had some work in there, but, he had a nice game. And, he's had we're not counting all week, but, yeah, he would be my MVP.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. By the way, on Glycod, please subscribe to our YouTube platform. More high school athletics. We'll have 5 area high school football games coming up on Friday. Mill, Douglas, South Oldham, Woodford County. Our first look at Holy Cross. They'll take on Sayre. And then, as John mentioned, more soccer next week. 43rd District Tournament up here in Central Kentucky. Join us for that as well. Our privilege to bring this live programming to you on Glycod.
Where did we say the 43rd District's at?
Lex Calf.
Oh, we're okay.
No, we're at Henry Clay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We're doing that district.
Yeah, 42nd. I beg your pardon. Yeah.
It threw me off of my numbers.
We're at Henry Clay.
Yes, okay.
And that's it. So that's going to wrap things up. And tremendous effort tonight for Trinity as they defeat Paul Lawrence Dunbar 5-1. That'll do it for our great crew tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to Paul Lawrence Dunbar for having us. For John O'Hara and camera operator Joe O'Melian, I'm Chris LeBar. Good night. You've been watching Central Kentucky High School Soccer on Glycod.
You're watching a special presentation on Glycod.
Visit glycod.com and follow us on social media for information about upcoming broadcasts and other high school sports content. Thank you for watching this live sports presentation on Glycod.